Greetings, fellow space pirates. This is Grim coming at you live once again from the shores of some tropical paradise. Gotta love it. What we're looking at today is the Cartel Incorporated Jolly Rogering. This is a purpose-built, tiny little capital class ship. It's meant to get you off of your starting planet as soon as frickin' possible. I've pushed it as far as I can possibly push it without the need for an extra CPU. So basically it's just the core. Everything else in here fits inside that CPU limit, so you shouldn't need to worry about any of that. But on top of it, I think I got myself a bit of a looker this time. I know lots of the stuff that I've done beforehand has been all construction-y and yellow and hardcore and heavy duty. I figured it was time for a bit of a break from that. So why don't we take a little walk around and see what's inside her. So starting up on the deck here, every thruster that's in this thing is a medium ion. I didn't go any higher because I wanted to keep the CPU low. There are 3 GAT turrets on it, just enough to keep the drones off of your butt. Don't need anything else when you're just starting out. The bridge is encased in heavy-duty glass all the way around. We'll go in there in a second. These engine nacelles have been left with room for upgrade. You can tell with the framing there. There's only 2 medium thrusters front and 2 medium thrusters back per side. Well, I put an extra one in the back just to make sure it actually moves. It's a bit slow right from the get-go, but with 0 CPU need, it's not that bad. So, included, 1 large fridge, 1 food processor, 1 shower for scrubbing away rads, a vent for the O2, the driver's seat, that's your view, not too shabby. And here's the elevator down into the decks below. Downstairs, you're going to find a really nice, sizable bay to land your SVs and HVs in. It's got a nice ramp, so you'll be able to load it in from just about anywhere. There's lighting in the back here. Let's turn the ship on just so you can see what she looks like with the lights on. Yeah, so it's lit up. There's some basic production amenities here, just 2 small constructors, but there's room to add in large and universal without encroaching on the landing bay too much. And all the stuff that you need right away. Basic medical, O2, and a clone chamber. Each of these containers, 1 per side. 544,000. So lots of space to hold all the goodies. It's got a warp drive. It's got O2. It's got a detector. There's the core in the middle of engineering. It's got basic shields, 2 large fuel tanks, pentaxid right up at the front, and if you poke the nose of it up against the POI that you just rated, the matter transceiver's right there, so you can loot everything to your heart's content. There's some extra storage boxes I threw in so that you can get your sorting done, collectibles, fuel and O2, you know, the standards. And that's about it for a little bit of a walk around. Like I said, 0 frills. So it shouldn't impact the pocketbook hardly at all, and should be able to get you going really, really quickly. So let's take it for a little spin around the bay here. It's maneuverable. Thrusters are positioned at all the corners, so steering it is easy. Making getaways nice and easy as well. Strafing works really nicely. Made sure to take care of that right from the beginning as well. Not get caught out with the need for a little bit more sideways action. One extra little thing that I did. I hate that klaxon. So there are 4 sentry guns attached to the hull. And they're connected to the landing gear, so you'll never need to worry about them. They only pop out when you land. The lights here are attached to a switch as well, and they surround the ship, so at night your landing area is always going to be lit up. There's two more there. There's the other sentry guns that should cover the front of the ship pretty close to perfectly. And that's about it. One last thing we'll do is just check in on the stats here, and I can show you how cheap it is to get started with this bad boy. So there's your CPU. Like I said, about as close as I could get it to 200 grand without going over. You don't need to add extra CPU to the ship as it is. It'll work just fine, but it's slow, so keep that in mind. There's a switch for the external lights. Over on the stats page, we're at 11,000 iron, and then about 5 for copper, silicon, carbon. Cobalt and titanium are under 2 each. Neo is close to 3. Shouldn't be much more than an asteroid for that. Aluminum, a little bit. Sathium, a tiny bit. Some wooden planks, for some reason. I have no idea what used those. Erestrum and zirconium, a tiny amount. So you'll have to pop maybe 1 or 2 POIs before you can get this in, but that's about standard with the game. Lots of other cap ships, and especially the ones that I've created, take a whole lot more than this before you can even think of getting him into the game, so this should be pretty easy. It's an unlock level 20, and the total production time isn't showing up for me. I know that's been a problem for a lot of folks lately. I tend to keep it to an instant production anyway, so that never impacts my games. But yeah, that's it. The Cartel Incorporated Jolly Rogering. A sleek, speedboat-inspired capital vessel that takes next to nothing to get underway with. I'm Grim. Thanks for checking it out with me, and we'll see you online with Cartel Incorporated.